All right. Hi, guys. My name's Robert Brent, and this is my final presentation for MEA 425. So, my previous presentation was about how technology changed the music industry, and I'll just be going into further detail about that. So, I'll bring up some old points that I used from my old presentation, bring them into this one, and just go uh, take a deeper look into what really happened. All right, so new technology. New technology really changed just how we listen to music. As time progressed, Americans had more access to technology, and with that access, it brought about new changes to ways to how we listen to music. One of those changes was the internet. It just provided a huge shift in accessibility that we just usually didn't have at that time, and it was just a change that the music industry was not ready for at the moment. Again, just going into what the internet was, it was first a military protocol called the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency in 1969, and its purpose was to help the military sites communicate between each other during the event of a nuclear war. Universities heard about it and wanted access to it, but were first denied. But then they were granted access through various connections they had. The National Science Foundation was born in 1984 in order to study what was going to be the internet and see what we could do with it, and then they developed their studies and research. Finally, the goal was ended in 1988, where the internet was born for free use for people. And this here is just a little chart that I found that showed different mediums that was used by people over the years, started from 1980 and into 2020. So around 1980, 8-track was slowly dying down, but vinyl and cassettes were still on the rise, but slowly they were also declining as well. In 1990, you see that vinyl is almost absolutely gone. But during the time between 1980 and 1990, that's when CDs was introduced. And around the time of 1999, CD sales hit its peak at 22.7 billion, and that was around the time cassettes are also starting to almost die out. Around 2010, CDs are dying out. You also have where downloads had their time, I guess to say, where they could slowly make money, but they were going down. It was a downhill process, and he had a moment of ringtones being way where people bought music. Just a small little section between 2000 and 2010 there. But ultimately, from 2000, sometime in between 2000 and 2010, streaming was born, and it was slowly increased over time. And whereas looking at 2020 now, streaming has dominated the music industry and just the way that we consume our music now currently. And this is also a chart of Americans owning personal computers. Just again, remember, technology really changed how we listen to music, but I just want to see how the accessibility changed from, say, the early 80s to now. So from 1984, 8.2% of Americans had some type of personal computer they can use. In 2000, 51% of people had personal computers. And then in 2010, 77% had some type of owners owning some type of personal computers. And I know that number has probably increased even more now, seeing as almost everybody has some type of way, some computer, some type of way to download or listen to music. So one of the major things that really affected the music industry was the invention of Napster. It was made in June 19th. It was a website that catalogs. It was a cataloging system that searched your hard drive, listed all the MP3 music files contained in it, and allowed those to be shared with and played by anyone else using the software. So it allowed people to share music files that they had, MP3 music files between each other, and they didn't have to pay for it at all, which really crippled the music industry. And it's just something that the music industry was not expecting nor were they prepared for. The iTunes Store was one of the first things that tried to recover the music industry from what it was going through. But before the iTunes Store, the iPod was created in 2001. And then the iPod, as we know, is just like a little small handheld device that was very easy for downloading music for free. This was the device where a lot of people use their. This is the device that was linked for the iTunes Store. And the iTunes Store is defined as a revolutionary online music store that lets customers quickly find, purchase, and download the music they wanted for just 99 cents per song without subscription fees. So again, that was just the way that these record labels started to slowly make their money back. It wasn't a huge jump, but it was just something that they had at the time. The majors allowed Apple to control the only storefront with iPod compatible additional music files licensed by the major record companies could be offered, and iTunes control over 80% of the market for downloadable music, which is absolutely insane. Spotify, that was the one of the first major streaming companies ever created. It was created in 2006 in Stockholm by I'm not gonna say their last name because I don't want to butcher them, but I'll just say Daniel and Martin. And it was just made with the purpose of recapturing the loss the music industry took from websites like Napster and LimeWire. The Spotify offers subscription-based monthly programming or free-to-use listening experience, but you just had to listen to ads in between songs. And it rose from 7% of the U.S. market in 2010 to a whopping 83% by the end of 2020. And recorded music revenues saw their fifth consecutive year of growth, topping $12.2 billion per the RIAA. And here's just some questions. How much money did the CDs make during 1999? You can check the graph for that. And what other website mentioned other than Napster caused the economic collapse of the music industry? So yeah, that was my presentation. Here's my references, and thanks for paying attention.